video will cover the basics of how to perform probe scanning. The principles are the same for both resolving cosmic anomalies or combat scanning ships and structures, with only very minor differences in the equipment used, and this video will be focused on scanning for the purpose of resolving anomaly signatures. Scanning a signature is loosely based on the mathematics of trilateration, similar to how a GPS works. In practice, we use progressive scans to narrow down possible locations and then increase the resolution strength until a 100% result allows us a warp to location on each signature. When you first open your solar system map after having dropped probes, you will have a small window presenting you with a few different blue spheres, scan ranges, and red spheres representing each cosmic signature's possible location. First, a little organization. I prefer to maximize the map window and to turn off my directional scan range indicator at the top because both make things easier to see. I switch to pinpoint formation and use it nearly exclusively. There are, theoretically, better formations for probes, but I have yet to find them. Very detailed information on probe math is in a future video. You move your probes in formation at the same time by dragging either the face or handles of the cube in the middle. I prefer dragging the face as it allows movement in a plane, not just on a single line, allowing for faster positioning. Zoom with your mouse wheel. Angle your camera by left-click dragging in space. Pan your camera by right-click dragging in space, and center on anything, including your cube, by double-clicking. Adjust your probe range by dragging the outer edge, larger or smaller. I prefer to use hotkeys instead, and I scan with a hotkey as well, or you can click the Analyze button. Holding Shift allows you to manipulate individual probes, and holding Control lets you drag your probes closer or farther from the center of the formation. You won't often need these fine individual controls, but they can be helpful on very difficult scans. When first represented, each signature is a sphere that can have the actual location of the signature anywhere inside of it. In addition, each will be within 4 AU of a celestial object, so it's often best practice to start a 4 AU scan centered on a planet that seems likely to have a signature. Depending on your luck, you'll have one of 4 different outcomes: a sphere, a circle, 2 points, or a single point. A sphere is the result of a single probe having the signature in its range. The size of the sphere is representative of the distance from the probe to the signature. Unlike the initial spheres, when your probes have made no contact, the actual location will be on the surface of this sphere after probing. Because of the high overlap on the pinpoint formation, you also know that the actual location is not inside of any other probe's range, limiting the possible locations to the farthest portion of the red sphere from the center of your formation. Best practice is now to move your probes to cover the farthest part from the center and scan again. If 2 probes get a hit, the result will be a circle. Again, you can ignore any portion of that circle that has more than 2 probes covering it. Reposition to cover the farthest part of the circle, and scanning is going to yield good results. 2 points in space is the result of 3 probes hitting. The same as with spheres and circles. If 1 point is covered by all of your probes, the other is the true location. Because of this, the farthest point will usually be your target. If a single point is returned, 4 or more probes have returned positive on that signature. In all 4 cases, the actual location of the signature can be inaccurate up to half the range of your probes. This distance is reduced by a lower deviation stat, which is derived from your pinpointing skills. As you reduce the range of your probes, you increase their effective power, which allows you to get a better signal strength on a signature. As you keep recentering your probes and reducing the range, you will eventually get to 100% and can warp to the signature if your skills are high enough. Even with relatively basic skills, you will be able to scan most signatures. At 25% signal strength or above, indicated by yellow on both the map and in the scan window, you will learn the group of the signature, and at 75% or higher, you'll know the exact name of the site. When scanning, I find the fastest way to recenter my probes is to make 2 adjustments with each pass once I have the single point. I move them once from the top, roughly centering the formation, as well as from 90 degrees to one side. This will align my probe formation in all 3 dimensions to the approximate location where I reduce range and scan again. Repeat until resolved. With the information in this video, you should now understand how to scan down wormholes, which I teach how to identify without jumping through in the video to the left, and how to scan relic and data sites, which you can learn how to hack in the video on the right, as well as being able to scan down any other signatures. Please subscribe and like this video, as that does help me grow my channel, and it also feels nice to know I'm doing a good job at explaining these things. I hope you're all flying what you can afford to lose, and if not, fly extra safe.